Thank you, Mr. Chair. So it's not too often where I sit in front of folks who have shared their successful transition from military life to civilian life. And so I want to start with you, Mr. Lar Barbera. Thank you for your service. Congratulations on your retirement. You stated in your testimony that, that journey has been successful for you, and I just really want to hear more about it to better understand where the gaps are and how we can look at the system that we have in terms of policy to formulate some of these action plans.
Sure. So for my experience, I came out and I was fortunate enough to have an opportunity in my reserve status. I think that the big gap is education for the young service member that comes out. I know, there's TAP in the service, there's a lot of different things that are out there, but there's so much information that comes out. And from veterans that I talk to on a regular basis, what I see is they're just looking for opportunities on things to do, and they're kind of, I use the analogy of throwing spaghetti at a wall and seeing what sticks, sort of. So I think just a little more education and a little more one-on-one time with them, maybe during that transition period, on what is a viable option for them. And one thing that I've heard a lot today from everybody here is, a skilled trade is really, it's not something that people should be looking down on. It is a great career path, whether it be with the Teamsters or any other, in my opinion, organized union trade. That's something that people should be striving for.
So did you actively seek out the opportunities that you have now, or was this something that was connected to you through some nonprofit that directly deals with the VA?
No, I was not through any nonprofit. It was a simple referral process. Somebody said, would you like to, come work here and drive a truck? I said, sure. And then after my second deployment, when I had returned home, I had the opportunity through referrals to join Local 282 and begin my excellent story.
Okay, thank you for that. My next question is to Mr. Bostic or Mr. Vang. You both spoke about incentivizing companies, and I wanted to kind of further flesh out what that would look like in terms of policy. So,
I believe that, it's really just opening up, the door for veterans here, meaning that, helping, a lot of the costs, we as the employer take on that burden, especially with the training. For us at ORC, I do have tuition reimbursement program for our employees. But the goal here is getting them trained, getting them in, taking them through the process, and it costs a lot of money, from my time, all of the management time, to the training time, to the employer's time, to the lead person time. So, having incentive out there to help employers, especially when our budget is tight,
okay.
Would be beneficial to open that door.
What would that look like specifically?
I mean, average, if you really look at it, cost of training is between $3,000 to $5,000 per individual, an employee. So, being able to, take on that burden with subsidies coming in would really, really help us expand that door for all of our veterans.
Okay, I have about a minute left. Mr. Bostic, can you chime in on some of those suggestions that you stated during your testimony, specifically the incentive part?
Yes, ma'am. I'll echo what was said earlier with one of the biggest upfront costs is training. Remarkably very similar dollar figures on the equipment technician side. In addition to wages, the training is one of the largest upfront costs. We're able to discount, provide for free a lot of our internal training to service members. I know the dealerships that have hired our service members, they provide a lot of training up front as well. Several of our dealers will even sponsor veterans to go on to an accredited community college, an actual diesel tech program, and don't require the service members to use their own GI Bill benefits to do so.
All right, thank you for that. I yield my time.